Hi, my name's Jared Kirby. I'm the founder of New York Combat for Stage and Screen, and today we're going to be learning how to use a laser sword. All you'll need is one of these, roughly about 4 feet long, and eventually you can get one of these. I'll be assisted today by instructor Tony Mita and instructor Caitlin Barley. Alright, the first thing we're going to cover is how to make that laser sword twirl. We're going to practice the inside and outside molinello. That's just a fancy word for a circular cut. So, Tony's going to elevate his hand to begin about shoulder height. Then he's going to drop the point towards his left side and then bend at the elbow until he can look at an imaginary watch on his wrist. Then, with a simple flip of the wrist, he can bring that saber straight down there. Okay? So again, in these 3 steps, once you've elevated, you're going to drop the point towards your left side, you're going to bend at the elbow, and then turn that wrist over and extend again to cut straight down. Those 3 steps can then be combined to make one fluid motion. So again, starting from the hand shoulder height, Tony will still go through all 3 steps, but fluidly. So it becomes 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. And then, once you have that fluidity, you can speed it up. Now that you've got that inside molinello with one hand, you're going to practice it with 2. Place your left hand on the base of your laser sword or stick, and you're going to go through the same steps. Drop that point towards your inside, and you see how your arms will cross. No problem. Just bend that elbow like you did when it was one-handed and bring that cut straight down. And then put it all together in those 3 steps fluidly. 1, 2, 3. Once you've aimed for fluidity, you can then speed it up. Now that we've worked on the inside molinello, we'll work on the outside molinello. Similarly, you're going to begin with your hand about shoulder height, but this time, turn your hand over so the palm is up. Then, let that point drop and move behind you by bending the elbow. Once the saber is back, then you'll bring the sword straight down like you did on the inside in those 3 steps. So, shoulder height, turn the palm up, bring the point down and back, and then straight down. Now, we aim for fluidity. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you can speed it up. Now, just like we did on the inside, we'll practice 2-handed on the outside. Drop the point and bring it behind you, then cut straight down. Okay? And again, 1, 2, 3. And fluidly, you see that fluidity can become speed. Now that you know the inside and outside molinelli, you can put those together. So, Tony will perform the inside molinello and move right into the outside molinello. Once again, we're aiming for fluidity, so do it slowly, and you'll be able to see step 1, 2, 3, but as soon as he's done, he starts step 1, 2, 3. By aiming for that fluidity, you can then speed it up a little, or eventually a lot. One of the beautiful things about a laser sword is that it can be used in one or two hands. So you've just practiced the inside and outside molinello with two hands. Now, as you're practicing that, sometimes remove the left hand in order to do it one-handed. So roll through and then let go. Then return to both hands and let go. All right, now that we've worked through two of those circular cuts, understand that there are many more twirls that you can put that laser sword through. We don't have time in this video to go through them all, but this will get you started. Now, we're gonna move to how to cut with the sword. Now that we're going to move to actually making cuts at another person, we need to make sure that we keep our partners safe. The way that we do that in screen and stage combat is to imagine that our partner is in an imaginary force field, that there's a bubble around them. And that way, when you attack, you're going to stop your energy just outside of being able to hit them. We also use a numbering system to make it easier to remember choreography and to work with a partner. When we attack the left leg, we call this a number 1. When we attack the right leg, a 2. When we attack the right arm, a 3, and the left arm is a 4. Then when we attack the head, it's a 5. Now that you understand the numbering system, keep in mind that those numbers are on your partner. So Tony will now demonstrate the cuts. When he cuts 1, he's going to my left leg. Cut 2 to my right leg. Cut 3 to my right arm. Cut 4 to my left arm, and cut 5 to the head. These can be done one or two-handed. Now that you know how to attack, you also need to know how to defend. We use parries in that same numbered system. So you can parry 1, parry 2, parry 3, parry 4, and parry 5. We also can invert the hand and do parry 1A, parry 2A, parry 3A, parry 5A. Now that you know how to attack and how to defend, it's time to get a buddy and practice. So I'm going to make all the attacks and Tony will do all of the defenses. So from the beginning, I cut 1, he parries 1. I cut 2, he parries 2. I cut 3, he parries 3. I cut 4, he parries 4, and 5. We can then do that again and practice the alternate parries. Now that you've practiced the attacks and the parries in that numerical order, you can change it up with some patterns that we like to use in choreography. One is to simply alternate from right to left side. So we can make a 1-2 or a 4-3. It can also go the other way around for a 2-1 or a 3-4. The other one is what we call an X pattern. In the X pattern, we start from one of the numbers and then we go diagonally, horizontally, and diagonally. So on this, we're going to attack when it's an X and 1, 1, 3, 4, 2, and it looks like this. Okay? And those X's can be done in any of the numbering systems. Now we'll do an X in 4. So it's 4, 2, 1, 3. And for fun, you can finish off any of those X patterns with that cut to 5. We'll do an X in 2, finishing in 5. Now you've learned how to twirl your laser sword, you've learned how to attack, how to defend, and a couple of our easy tricks to put together choreography. It's time for you to go and play.